This got the wrong price. Bitcoin ain't 19,284. That's the wrong price, baby. Get your game up. We 19,595, baby. Breaking out of the symmetrical triangle to the upside. Look at that big move, big candle, big movement there for Bitcoin. MACD about to get a bit of a turn. Lack of bearish momentum, as I've been talking about for days. And a higher low there off of the bullish divergence. 90% of the time you make a higher high above this previous high here at 20,500. And if we get above 20,004, 20,005, we will skyrocket to 22,600. Is pretty obvious. We have a pretty big gap in space and time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We'll get to you pretty soon. Keep hitting that like, keeping it going. Can we get 150 likes on the live? Let's go, baby. I can't hear you, baby. I can't hear you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bam, bam, bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for coming on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're here with the Crypto Lifer, baby. And we're going to do it big like we do it every single day. Who was here last night banging on them to the upside? I'm going to go over the gains that we made in the trading group overnight. It was absolutely absurd. Let's get into the movement. Let's get into the day. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time, baby, and that is your time. Let's get the lemon into the water. Let's get it going. Let's get the lemon into the water. Shout out to every single one of you beautiful people here. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on into the live stream. So I'm going to take a big sip of lemon water. Wow. And that's going to get me going, keep me hydrated, keep me flowing throughout the day. Let me change this foot map. I got to be on a mat. I like the stand-up desk, baby. It keeps you moving. I stand up all day going over the charts. I think that's my key to success is standing up. I'm looking at Secret Network in a bit of a bull flag here. It's Secret Sauce, the 2-hour time frame about to blast to the upside, looking pretty good. ENS also in a tight channel, stops below here. Tight stop. I'll tell you why I'm not too privy on this. The daily is a little too high for me. The daily is a little too high away from the 21-day moving average. About to dump, in my humble opinion. That's a sketchy move. I see someone wanting to go all in on the smaller time frame, the 2-hour time frame. I don't know. I'm a little in between on that idea because we can't get above the resistance. You know, I would like to see us break above, use that as support for a retest possibly on a smaller time frame. The 2-hour does look good, but tight stop for ENS, something that we're looking at. XDB hit last night. If you were watching the group last night, if you were watching this actual live stream, right, you would have seen us pull out a falling wedge. I did say that the daily was a little sketch, but it could loop. So the only time frame really worried me was the daily. The 4-hour looked absolutely beautiful for a move. I saw hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is a swing low to a swing high to the upside, but you have a swing down to the downside. And there you have hidden bullish divergence to the downside, likely, basically 90% chance you're going to get a bit of a move to the upside when you see hidden bullish. And I teach everybody about the 706 Fibonacci, the secret fib, which nobody really knows about, but I'll keep you privy. I'll teach you about it, and that is something that we bounced off right there, the 706 Fibonacci, tight moving averages. We had a golden cross right here, and we're continuing to move to the upside. Things are looking pretty nice for XDB digital bits. We've been trading digital bits since down here. So shout out to anyone that did or did not get into digital bits, but bang, again, for 29% gains in total, 41% gains. It's still sitting right now at about a 21.77% gain from last night. Had you just literally come to the trading group, the one live stream that actually teaches you how to trade. Doesn't just show you charts, doesn't just talk about eating socks. We actually teach you how to trade every single day here. Shout out to everyone here on the stream. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Last night, if you're in my trading group, I put out an update before I go to sleep, and I also put an update on the live stream. If you remember on the live stream, we were right here, and we were looking at this flag that I pointed out, and I said, yes, I know we fell out to the downside. I said, we're going to act like we never left the pattern. I said, that's a 68% chance of a break to the upside. I said, the measured move would take you to 19,560, right? That's what we talked about. That's what I went over. That was my word. That was my word, bird, right? I stuck to that idea. I stuck to that movement, all right? So we would go a little lower. My stop would have been somewhere below the 200-day moving average, right? In between these two areas, I like to teach my students to keep a stop loss in between price action and the 200 simple moving average. If you can do that, you're going to do some serious damage to your portfolio. It's going to be amazing. Damage in a good way. You know what I mean? Because highly likely you don't get stopped out if you're constantly using the moving averages in your favor to protect you from a stop loss. A very important key concept that I teach in risk management. Things that a lot of people won't even get you going. Because of your knowledge, I was able to make gains even on my wedding day. I appreciate you. Going to leave a nice testimonial when I get the chance, a chance. Thank you, Kyle Stanfield, making money on his wedding day due to the skills he's learned in the trading group. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. May God bless you and yours, and may God bless your marriage. Best thing that ever happened to me was getting married. My life changed so much. My wife became such a big part of my life. I stopped running around like a stray dog, and my life was just amazing. Marriage is, I think, the best thing for anybody looking to find foundational support, looking to find a way out. The family will create stability. Stability will create focus. Focus will create success. And nobody is upset when they're successful. All your worries are taken care of. You will be a lovely person. So, marriage, I believe, leads to success. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So, look, we saw Bitcoin going up to this area, right? It would stubble a little bit, but where would it go? Let's take a look. So if you're watching my trading, right, last night, look, it would hang out with the 200-day. It would round out. Rounded bottoms pay the bills, right? And then it would make this flag, pump out of this flag. Then it would make this flag, and then we would stop here, all right? Why did you do that? I hit like, oh, that's weird. So that's interesting. So just so you know, the space bar will make you move down a ticker, all right? The point of the story is we woke up this morning right here, right, for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin basically was, I said 19,560, and it was at 19,548, 544. It was $12 away from the move we had placed last night before we went to bed. I've done this many, many times. Last week, we hit Bitcoin to the dollar, I think 3 or 4 times on many calls before I went to bed, woke up the next morning. Bitcoin hit for gains. And we do this a lot if you just peruse the Discord channel. So we have many different people in the trading group. We have people that like just trade Bitcoin with leverage, and they love, tracking Bitcoin with me constantly because we're extremely accurate on our Bitcoin calls. So you could just make money on Bitcoin alone. You know what I mean? Like this accurate call yesterday on Quant 2, last night on the channel, right? This accurate call here for Bitcoin, bang to the upside. That was last night. Perfect move to the upside. Just many, many ideas here. Oh man, whatever. I could go through gains for days. Look, this accurate call for Bitcoin on October 12th. I went to bed at night. I had this flag. I was a couple bucks off the next morning where it was. I mean, we do this a lot. We know our measured moves. We know it's highly likely going to happen based on probabilities of the charts. And I show it to you every single day without a day off. I love doing it because it's my love. It's my passion. And if you were into it as much as I would, you wouldn't take a day off either. So let's take a look here. The 1 minute. So last night I was looking at this and I said, well, the 1 minute's in a flag. I said, you got to flag out the 1 minute. It's likely that we head all the way up here to 19,700, possibly to the target. And we start to make a bit of a move here to the upside. So we had the 1 minute tracked. And I said, why? I don't like trading the 1 minute. I'm not someone who sits on the 1 minute with thousands of dollars. That's not my thing. I like to swing trade the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frame. Those are my bread and butter time frames, the daily, the 3 day, 15 minute, I'm not biased. I will jump in and out of whatever I need to, but I don't like trading the 1 minute. I'll tell you that right now. But I do use it for insight. I do use it to watch. I do use it to speculate whether we're going up or down. And so look, price action was flying. I speculated we would break out of this flag to the upside. And lo and behold, look, we came very close to the target. I put this out earlier today in a Bitcoin update. So again, I hit another basically scalp trade right here. I was very, very close to my target at 19,675. I had a target of 19,700. This has all happened since I woke up this morning at about 7 a.m. So if you're in my trading group, you've about already been privy to this information, what's happening. And look, this is a bit of an M pattern here, but it's flagging out again. And honestly, we're gonna throw it to Bookmap real quick, and we're gonna show you what's happening with the liquidity. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I haven't checked the watchers or the likes, but I know you guys are banging on it. Hit the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't want to harp too much on it. I just want to show you and educate every single day of the year. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming in. 200 likes, 421 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And we're here on a mission. This channel is not just your average YouTube channel like you see every day. We're on a mission here. Make $10 billion, give $9 billion away, or even more. We're going to change the world. People are going to know who all the lifers are throughout history and time and space. I'm telling you right now. We're going to take a look here at Bookmap. And I do like to remove myself for a second. I got to remember to come back on, though. So look here. This is what's called liquidations. 1K, 15, 61,000, 86,000. These are people actually losing their entire accounts. They're getting completely liquidated because they don't know how to trade leverage, all right? Or they're too greedy with the leverage, or they're trading too high leverage. Really, 100x should not exist. 50x is actually ridiculous. I believe 5x is all you need. And honestly, I don't even trade leverage. I trade ETFs on MEX Global. We'll talk about that in a split second. But here, we're now getting a long liquidations here at 19,005. But big buy order there into the liquidity zone. You can see there's just more liquidity. They just spoofed it. It's kind of crazy, right? But you can see there's a huge zone of red liquidity here at 19,005. Likely we're going to get a bit of a bounce here, or we're going to get sucked into this zone. You can see now we're spaced out into bigger zones of liquidity, though, which is very, very interesting. And, what I mean by that is, see, we got 19.7, 19.8, 19.9, all the way to 20K here. This bigger order at 20,005, that's 1,000 Bitcoins hiding at 20,500. But you can see there is more orders up in here than there is down here. Once we kind of eat through 19,005, 19,250 area, likely we may be getting a bit of a bounce here. But, so far, we do see a little more liquidity down into the 19,500 area. All right. So that's Bookmap. Bookmap is an amazing tool. They reached out to me. They said, we really like what you do. We really like how you do it. And we'd like to be associated with you. We see growth with you. We want to be associated with the best channels in YouTube. And I said, you know what? I'm flattered by that. And you know what? I would love to work with y'all. So I use Bookmap daily to look at the liquidity, to give me an extra added idea of where we're likely to go based on the order book and not just the oscillators and the patterns at play, right? So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Now, this is a bit of an M pattern, and you'd have to say we would get a bit of a rejection here after such a nice up pattern. I mean, look at that. Bitcoin has just been pumping beautifully from 19,200 all the way to 19,693. What a beautiful move. And I talked about the weekly so many times, and we're going to get into the bigger time frame here in a split second here. Bitcoin USD on the all-time dollar index. So look, we're here on the daily time frame, and if you know me, I've been talking about the weekly bullish divergence over and over again. And I believe this was the title of Jordan Cameron's video today. It's like, come on, man. Get your own technical analysis. You know what I mean? But it's cool. I get it. I show up every day. You're probably going to have 100 YouTubers that use my TA and they probably run channels that they're like, I'll just watch the lifer, and then I'll make videos basically off what he says. You know, and no one will really know, but I mean, I'll catch you eventually. I don't watch any other YouTuber for any TA. I'll tell you that right now. My TA has to be brought on right into mine. Like, I go to bed, the next thing I look at is my TA. My TA, consistently. Watching someone else's TA just makes you a rehashed reverberation, you know? But look, swing down to swing down, swing up to swing up here on the weekly. Tell me the YouTuber that's been showing weekly divergence. I was the first YouTuber that I know to show weekly divergence. And I know I am a bit clout chasing on my divergence, but I'm a nerd, and all I do is spend hours in the chart. So I do get a little defensive. I'm like, hey, I was the first person to find weekly bullish divergence while everyone else was bearish, while everyone was screaming we were going to 10K. The biggest channel in all of crypto going to 10K, guaranteeing 10K in November. I'm just saying, I didn't do that. I said I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I said I have no clue. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. I said all I know is what divergence is. All I know is what support and resistance are. All I know is my technical analysis. And right now, this is bullish divergence on the weekly chart. It's also on the daily when we zoom back in here. So if you don't understand what it is, let me explain it one last time. I show it every day. This swing low to this swing low is an uptrend, but the price action is in a downtrend. And you always get this kind of hilly kind of look. This is what happens in bullish divergence. It coincides with usually low stochastics, but as I said before, a lot of people haven't been trading as long as me. I've been trading for 15 years, everybody. I started trading the regular markets. Then I traded gold and silver on the Toronto Stock Exchange for 5 years before I even touched crypto. Then I started realizing that gold and Bitcoin were very, very similar. I started buying Bitcoin. All right, I found out when it was $350, $500. I didn't buy it till it was $1,800. I continued to buy. I bought Ethereum. All right, when it was $89, I knew about Ethereum when it was $9. I bought Litecoin at $5. I'm an OG in the space. I've been getting down since 2016. I've been watching it evolve. I've been watching it grow, and it's made me a good amount of money. And I can teach you how to get yourself out of the rat race. I do not work for anyone anymore. I do not have a boss. I don't have a side gig. I don't go to work at night and then come and do my live stream. I don't do that. I run a trading group. All my entire income, my entire life is based off of cryptocurrency. I've dedicated myself to it, to teaching it, to learning more of it, to be involved with people that are involved in it, to be in the NFT space, the DeFi space, to be in technical analysis, to basically bring in anything and every piece of information that can make you successful. I dedicated my life to it. If you want to be a crypto lifer, then you want to be here on this stream every single day, baby. There ain't no other place that's going to give you the dedication every single day. I'm telling you right now, we're going to teach you the slight edge. We're going to teach you how to focus. We're going to teach you how to discipline. The 4 Ds that I go over every single time I'm here on this live stream. The desire to change your life, right? The dedication to keep coming back every single day. The discipline to do it when you don't feel good, when you're actually sick. Some days you're actually sick. Your body doesn't feel good. I showed up to this live stream when I was basically on my doorstep, falling down. I was so sick. I did it anyway. Discipline. And then the determination, no matter what someone says, no matter how many people say you can't. You're determined to say you can. I'm telling you right now, I can get you going. I can get you motivated. I can get you to change your life every single day if you come to the live. Let's go. This is more than just TA. This is learning how to energize yourself. This is learning how to believe you can. This is learning how to be the most positive force in your life. Let everybody come to you for support. Let everybody come to you for that love. Know you are strong, you are powerful, and you can do anything you put your mind to. So look, I wanted to show you this anomaly on Bitcoin here, something that I've been looking at, and it's this weekly chart. And right here, when the weekly got high, this is where we erupted to go on a massive move to the upside here. Look at this. Weekly got high, did this little bend, and we were gone to the upside. Gone, baby, gone. You see that? But the weekly was going low while we were booming up. What? I thought we dumped when the stochastics go low. There's anomalies in the stochastics RSI. There's anomalies in these markets. If you don't know them, they will take you by surprise. You will have no clue what is happening. I could teach you when the rest of the market is just going by what they know because they've only been trading 4 years, 5 years, 7 years. Heck, 7 years isn't long enough to know what I know. It took me 15 years to really comb through these markets and see so many different things, and I can get you out of a hard play. I can figure out so many different amazing things when it comes to TA that the average person just hasn't been there. They just haven't done it. They haven't been put in these tight situations like a surfer that's been put through all the different waves and all the different ups and downs. And I've surfed every beach in the world. It's like, I've been there, baby. And I'm sure there's someone better than me. I'm not the greatest on earth, but I've put in so much time. And that's what you pay. That's what people pay for. You know, why do you pay Uber? Because it saves you time. People buy Uber because it saves them time. Man, it was like a scary spider. It was like a Black Widow type of spider, like one that would definitely bite you at night. Creepy. Creepy. I heard Mark Twain was a flat earther. Gina, don't do it. Don't do it, Gina. Don't do it to me, Gina. So look, what a beautiful break to the upside here. And you can see when we shrink it down on the 1 hour time frame, I mean, that's a clean breakout. We've broken out before, in my humble opinion, but it was a bull fake, and we brought it. They kind of shoved us right back in. Now the 1 hour is high. All right, the 1 hour is oversold. You're likely going to get a pullback, and you are at a resistance point. Resistance, resistance, bounce, bounce. So this line here, 19,600, and I've been talking about 19,005 and 19,006, right? That's the area we generally need to close a candle above to remain bullish, right? We got to get above that zone. So right now we're creating a support area here, right? So we got support really close at about 19,000. We'll call it 500, right? 19.5. And we got to want a little lower at that weekly area at 19,300. This is basically the zone, all right? Now we broke the POC. See the point of control here at 19,001. We had to get above that. I kept talking about it, and look how we bounced right off of it. I tell everyone it's all about the point of control, right? And I say it every day on this channel. It's all about the POC. If you know what the VRVP is and you're using it in conjunction with your support or resistance, in conjunction with your Fibonacci's, in conjunction with your patterns, and your moving averages, you're going to become a boss. Look, tight moving averages coinciding right at the POC. I mean, you got a golden cross there, right? I mean, this is called COMFLUENCE, combined influence. You have two things that are showing you the same thing at the same time. Combined influence, baby. Combined influence. 50 days, about to cross that 200. That's a golden cross. Yes, it's just a 1 hour. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's the beginnings of loveliness. Look at the last golden cross we had. Huge move to the upside. So you got tight moving averages on the 1 hour time frame. You did come on up. So now we need to flag out. So here's the deal. We look at the smaller time frames and see how much momentum they have. And look, we're starting to flag out the 15. What I like right now is the 15 minutes getting closer to the 21, resetting without giving back a lot of the moves it just made. So we're going to watch this flag on the 15 minute. You just saw my special sauce. Like, it's crazy because I project the flag with stochastics. And it's interesting, but I do it over and over and over again, and it's how I produce gains for myself. It's pretty ridiculous. It's basically, I mean, you can narrow down my system to this simple form, and then everything expands from there. I do it on the weekly, the daily, the 3-day, the 1 week, the 1 minute. It doesn't matter. All different time frames, I can use this same skill on, and I can project into the future. All right. So look, I got the length of my pole, and because my measured moves are so spot on, like I hit Bitcoin to the dollar all the time, it's like I just get a feeling with it. And people are like, how do you know your measured move? How do you know the angle, lifer? How do you know which way to go? And I'm always like, you just do over time. You just got to get your hands dirty, get busy, get into what you're doing, and things are going to play out for you. You're going to start to see things change. All right? You're going to start to think things change. All right? We talked about quant all day long. So right now to track Bitcoin, we're watching this 15-minute. And it's likely to kind of go sideways, make a bit of a flag here. 7-minute is also resetting, showing signs of life. It's a good sign. And like I showed you before on the bigger time frame, I'm convinced that we have broken out of this bigger wedge. I mean, that's a clean breakout. We haven't gotten above this diagonal resistance. I would say all the way, I would even kind of throw it in there. Some say, okay, we're still in it. I say it was a bear flag. There's a couple ways to look at it. I don't like mixing the wicks, so I just hit these two candle bodies. And when I hit these two candle bodies, we have cleanly made a breakout. So I bring this down. See? It's a clean breakout. That was your touch. That was your touch. That's a clean breakout. Now, we could break back down. This could be a bull trap. That's all they've been doing, right? We get everyone along and then shred us all the way back down to the downside. Always be ready. Anything is possible, all right? The 22-hour didn't look good last night. Remember that? Let's see what it is doing. It's coming to the high side. And remember, every time the 22-hour we'd have to see one of these. Kind of but it is getting a little high, just something to heed. I always want to point out in case, It's like you're a celebrity and I want to make sure nobody hurts you. I want to show you all the possible places where you could be harmed. And I want to say, hey, here it is, here is that. We got to watch out for this. We got to watch out for that. I never want to see you blindsided, okay? And that's why I go over as much as I do. That's why I'm as thorough as I can be. And that's why I give you both scenarios as much as I can. And they give you the highest probability of what I believe is going to happen, right? So if this stays in a flag and we bend down here, there's a probability we do continue to the upside at 20,059. You can see there's just far more liquidity up here, up into the 20,000 area. So this also suggests and kind of coincides with my game plan that we're going to end up somewhere into the 19,090, 900, 19,080, 800 to the 20,000 area. All right. Aye. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to all my Canadians holding us down. I know we got a lot of awesome Canadians in the spot. Shout out to the 300 likes, 541 people on the live. You people are unbelievably beautiful. I love you all. And love is the strongest frequency. You know that. And without each and every one of you, I'd never wake up with this energy. I'd never show up with this vibrance. But we started with 10 subscribers. Then we had 100. Then we had 10 people on the live. Then we had 20 people on the live. Now we have 530, 40 people on the live stream regularly banging on them. I can't believe it. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless my life, your life, all your family members, each and every one of your children, your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, and every single one that makes you whole, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you. I love this life. I love my life, baby. I love my life. I love streaming. I love being here every day. I wouldn't give it up for anything else in this entire world, baby. Appreciate you all. So look, we're going to watch Bitcoin in this flag. That's how we're going to track it on the 15-minute and the 7-minute time frame. We're going to use that. We're also going to use Bookmap on False Move Monday, and we're going to be watching it. But I do see a higher probability move to 20,000. Then it's likely we get a bit of a pullback. I would love us to get above this resistance area at 19,008 and 19,005 and 600. It's been a bit of a, it's been an area of resistance that, tracking us, keeping us from getting to the 20K region. So we're going to watch this flag here on the 15-minute. That's my special sauce. All right. XDB, still getting tight. Remember that. I'm wary of that daily, but that 2-hour, possible quick scalp. Again, it may not go all the way to 22%, 5, 10%. I get whatever I can. I don't like to push it. Secret Network also looks pretty nice to me in this tight channel on the 2-hour time frame. About to get a golden cross. Secret sauce, baby. Secret sauce. Fort Knoxter also was in this tight channel on the 15-minute. Got a little high, though. Didn't break through the zone. We could extend this. To me, something to watch, when I look at it here, look, the daily, just getting started with a massive candle, and I see it in this giant cup and handle on the daily. I flipped it to the 3-day, and the 3-day is just getting started. So this is something I was privy to show my students. You might want to write this down. I would take a screenshot of this, and I would recreate this chart. If you never used the 3-day, now you learned what the 3-day is. If you never did what a cup and handle is, now you got an idea of a cup and handle. If you never played the stochastics RSI low, and you got to figure this stuff out, right? Lack of bearish momentum on the MACD, and begin to kind of build your idea here. Now, this is deep house, but that's not deep house. So funny, man. I'm like, find similar, deep house. And like, okay. I'm like, that's not deep house. Like, I'm like, find more deep house. And it finds really weird. This is some deep house. We'll let this rock. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I appreciate you all more than you would ever know. Follow me on Twitter. I would greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And what is your funniest crypto story? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a funny crypto story. What is, your funniest crypto story? There's got to be hilarious ones. I mean, like, did you buy a pizza for 1 Bitcoin? You know what I mean? I mean, that's not that funny. It's actually tragic, but we can laugh about it now, can't we? What is your funniest crypto story? Right? Bitcoin. Let me know. Let me know today what happened. You know, did you send yourself a coin? I'm trying to think of the funniest thing I did in crypto. There's so many things if I got to stop and think about it for a second. Decentralized is a continuum. There's no such thing as 100% decentralized. Only those with big brains understand this. I get it in a way. I mean, because eventually someone has a piece. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever doesn't have a piece, right? Someone's always in control. And we're about to, like, 6 more people to hit 8,500 followers on Twitter. Help us out, everybody. I know you can do it. It'll be amazing. You know what I mean? What's your funniest crypto story? Let us know here. All right. Phyllis Seymour Hoffman, I wonder why he's trending. I loved all his movies. Funny. Oh, he passed away, though, right? He did. Wait, I don't want to say anything. But I remember he did, didn't he? Yeah. Hold on. I don't want to say anything. I feel like he did, though, but I may be wrong. I feel like he did, like, a few years back, though. Okay. I took credit cards to make money in crypto. My biggest fun story. Yeah, the guy is dead. Yeah. Happy tax day, lifers. He did die. No, yeah. He died in 2014. Yeah, it's crazy because I grew up with him. Like, he was in so many movies as I was a kid. Like, he was in everything. And insane, right? Insane. Let's get to the world markets. Let's show you what I see for ES1. We see where Bitcoin's at. You can see what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. It's kind of right now at a standstill on the 15-minute time frame. Inside of that flag, we kind of know where it is. We're watching it. If anyone's going to tell you where Bitcoin's going, what it's doing, it's going to be the lifers, baby. It's going to be the lifers. Shout out to my crew. Shout out to my elite traders busting out charts so early in the morning. You've already had access to so much if you've been in my trading group. Shout out to everybody that's kicking it with me. Shout out to the 800 and some odd lifers that are still sticking with me throughout this bearish time. It's only a matter of time until we all blow and make all our gains come true. Let's take a look at Quant real quick. I put out Quant this morning for another quick scalpelino, and you know what? It was pretty sweet, right? It made an 8% scalp, still actually sitting at 4%. I'll take 4% in 1 hour when I wake up in the morning just to get started. So I found this flag on the 15-minute. We were low on the stochastics. MACD was about to make a return, and we nailed it for about 7%. You can actually extend this, and there's a chance that this will continue to the upside. Quant is a wanted man right now, all right? Quant is a wanted man. Everyone and their grandmother wants a piece of Quant right now. It could continue up 13%. You never know. Look at that 7 showing signs of life going sideways. And again, I know you feel like you're chasing at this point, but everyone is into Quant. This is what happens when a coin is hot. It's hot. Now, the 4 hour tells you, hey, it's time to get out. You've tweezer topped. Enough is enough. So again, I left this trade. I want to make it really clear. I'm done with Quant for a little while, right? It made a move. But look at this 1 hour time frame. 1 hour suggests it's going to bang. And it's going to hit the measured move of $245. So Quant, I mean, the 1 hour looks beautiful. And the 15-minute is coming down to reset and still in a flag. So at the end of the day, you know what? You can forget about all the other time frames and just trade the 1 hour, the way the 1 hour is supposed to be played. See, a part of my skill is I'm able to know where we're at. Like, I look at the daily, I look at the 4 hour, I'm like, all right, they're not looking too great. But I'm still able to shred through the 15 and the 1. I'm still able to focus on that one time frame and get my trade done. I can basically seclude myself. It's like time traveling. You have a time machine. You live in 2022, right? But you take it back to 1957. At that point, you're not worried about 2022. You're in 1957. And everything you do has to be about 1957 to get in and out so you can get back to 2022. Same thing when I trade. I look at the daily, I look at the 4 hour, but when I time travel back into the 15 or the 1 hour, I'm in the 15 and the 1 hour. A lot of people can't do that, and they get caught up. And I'm like, at the end of the day, this is a bull pennant that breaks up 68% of the time. I have a 68% chance on the 1 hour time frame that this is going to play out for me based on the stochastics RSI. So here you go. We have falling volume with falling price, showing that there's a little lack of sellers here, and we're still trucking along. I would not be surprised if Quant did go to 248, 250 area before it eventually got shredded. Bought Quant at 99, long-term hold. My man, smart move for Quant. I left too early. All right. So now we're going to take a look at DXY. So I'm just, I'm pointing out the possible, again, gain of the day is Quant. And I keep saying this and people keep missing out on it. I've been saying it for days. We got into Quant at 87 when I first started posting about it and talking about it possibly move with ISO 220. We were privy to it. We somehow figure out where the market's going to go because we look at it every single day. And the market will eventually just give you that. It'll give you that. It'll give you that notion. All right. I need a better strategy. I just started his training. Already projected 240 for Quant with a measured move. Bought Quant. Yep. Shout out to Lakochi Coker, my man. I can buy at the right time, but always sell too early. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you're making profits, you're not selling early. You're taking gains from where you left off. Like, selling early is just in your head. That stuff is in your head. Most people don't realize it's their mentality that's changing the way they view their reality. It's just their mentality. If you believe there's opportunity coming to your life, there is. If you don't, there isn't. It's that simple. You create every single aspect of fortune that you receive in your life. Every single piece comes your way because of you and what you put in and because of the work that you do. I exited Quant at 223. I mean, that's amazing. If you could basically sold the top. Always another trade. Exactly. Always another gainer. Exactly. Sam, have a great day to you and all the lifers. Shout out to Tommy G. We love you, Tommy. Thank you for being here. Profits is profits. 10% is better than no percent. I learned when to sell at the right time with Urban for this Peace out. Shilling. Super chats are open. Could you check up on MATIC? It'll bang towards 95% with a clear run to the upside. We'll take a look at MATIC. Quant looking like it may run right now, though, for another 13% gainer for Quant. All right. Anything could happen. It could dump to the downside in 2 seconds. The 4 hour could take over. Anything could happen. Shout out to Tight Crypto. How's it going? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Look at that super chat's coming in hot. Much appreciated to you and yours. Thank you for the love. Never wrong to take profits, baby. Never, 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 never. Bitcoin Association asks exchanges to block empty block Bitcoin SV miner. The association supports the development of Bitcoin SV, a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Association has asked crypto exchanges and miners to block a miner of Bitcoin SV, a cryptocurrency that was born through a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash amid a seemingly ongoing empty block barrage. The association says the miner was producing empty blocks on Bitcoin SV. The miner, who operates by the address, changes their Coinbase string with constant changing string, according to Binance Association. Empty blocks refer to a block produced on any blockchain network that does not keep any transactional data other than the data required to generate the transaction. Interesting. Bitcoin SV has been shady for a long time. Polkadot hits all-time high in development activity. It's been almost 1 year since the start of the ecosystem signature parachain auctions. You got Fala. Fala went up huge recently, and that's a reason. Look at Fala, Akala. Knowing what the parachains are and understanding how Polkadot works, I believe, owning some Polkadot is important. I own Polkadot long term. We got in at $3, $4, $5 at the beginning of the last bull run. And I believe this is definitely something you want to long term possess because it's going to, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such, but I absolutely love Polkadot, believe in it, have done my full-blown research, have spent hours and hours diving in to Polkadot, all right? The time to buy the dip is fast approaching for one country. Investors are looking beyond a looming global recession and see one country and its financial markets emerging strongest on the other side. U.S. stocks and bonds will lead the way out of the current wave of market turmoil, according to respondents in the latest MLV POLC survey. Meanwhile, they reckon it's close to an even bet as to whether the UK economy or Euro area will fall into a slump first. About 40% of the foreign respondents expect the UK to win that unwelcome prize. The transatlantic gap reflects war in the Ukraine. Yeah, it's just, I don't listen to Yahoo Finance. I don't know, man. Bunch of garbage, honestly. They just show whatever they think is going to get them a like or review. Yeah, it's like, So look, we're starting to form a bit of a falling wedge instead of a flag, and that's when you change, again, you're watching this in real time. And that's what I love about my system. My system will just you'll keep tweaking, all right? That could be a giant cup and handle, see that? And then what you're seeing is, okay, we got resistance waiting for us at 19,377. come on down to resistance, baby, and get a bit of a bounce, right? So that's what you're looking for now. Now you can clearly see that it may not end up making a flag. It may, you're still an indecision though. And this is what my trading style is. I have them both, and I'll delete one once I figure out which one starts to fill out more. And this is so beautiful. Pay the knowledge tax and that like button. This man works his butt off, and all he asks is for a free like. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to all my moderators and everybody here. Andre LeBude. Hey, Sam, can you look at labs, my man? Gina Bombina, Gregory the Sniper, Sean Aaron, Jamie, and every single person in here. May God bless you and yours. We love you all. Love Learning is actually super busy too. She sent me a message, told me the next few days she will be super busy, so don't worry. She just goes through a lot. She takes care of her husband. She's got a lot going on. So let's all send her a prayer and tell her we love her. We love you so much. And we miss you. Love Learning. Basically, she is a part of this entire movement. Quant is a top trending ISO 222 coin due to its recent bullish price action, up 50% in the past month. Quant seemed to be paying little attention to the bear market and rallying off its popularity as an ISO 220 crypto with solid development and a novel product. Quant's overledge system is the first to interoperable blockchain operating that facilitates internet-scale development of decentralized multi-chain applications. I mean, this is why Swift was bringing it in. Quant does something that nothing else does in the world. The SHIB army is out in force on social media. SHIB is trending today too as well. An EWT, Energy Web Token, which I actually had a setup on. We're going to talk about EWT in a split second. Let's move on to EWT, Energy Web Token. So why did I have a setup for Energy Web Token? What was I looking at? Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. I'm going to kind of break you through the whole movement here. All right. So when I started looking at Energy Web Token, all right, I started looking at it like this. If you remember, does everyone remember we had it like this? And I was like, man, this thing looks like it could fly, right? Bullish. Stop loss below this previous low here, right? So it eventually would go low, but this is my setup, all right? I'm not perfect. I'm going to make it very clear. If I was perfect, then I would hit every single trade 100%. And I've never seen a human being hit every single trade 100%. So you can't expect me to hit every single trade. That would make me a robot or something, right? So of course I'm going to get stopped out. Of course, not every setup I post is going to play out. If it did, I'd be a liar, right? So you want to see but you want to see how I twist and bend with the movement, how I actually transist into that movement, how I make it work for me regardless. So look, here's my stop loss. Here's break even. We never hit the stop loss. So I reposition this into a falling wedge, right? And then what you do is you pull a Fibonacci. You kind of use whatever you can in your favor. And you can see you're bouncing here in between the 0.65 and the 0.618, which ain't too shabby. Then you get these tight moving averages. The 200 comes through. You get the 50 crossing the 200. That's interesting. And then you get tightness right here. And then boom, Energy Web Token. Now this took a while. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But this is a bear market. And I'd be happy with anything I get as I truck through. So look, 39%, still holding a 26%. However, we did get into this around here. And it was September 11th, right? So I'll make it clear. I mean, it's been a month to make 17%. However, you never lost your money. Just want to make it really clear. You never lost your money. And however, could have given up on it, moved to something else, and waited for it to kind of get lower or change. This is also a bit of a Sammy cup and handy to the upside. It has cup and handle feels and vibes to it. You know what I mean? So cup and handle feels and vibes to it. Bum, 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 bum. So Energy Web Token pumping today. Does it continue to pump? The daily has momentum. The 4 hour says you're cooked, right? So again, I flag it out. And I don't touch it until the stochastics hit my alert system. And this is an amazing projection alert system that I can teach you. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. And I shouldn't even give it away. It's so secret sauce. Like sometimes I wonder why I'm even, people are like, why wouldn't you just keep it to yourself? And some days I'm like, you know what? I probably just should. But you know what? I made a pact with God. I believe I could die tomorrow. And once I became that pure with my decisions, I said, you know what? If you're going to die, if you could die tomorrow, Sam, if you really, truly, I asked myself, I said, Sam, do you know when you're going to die? I said, no. I said, could you pass away tomorrow? I said, yes. I said, are there a guarantee that you're going to be here tomorrow? I said, no, there's no guarantee. So I went through these questions logically. And then I said, okay, well, if these are all true, then you can only do what you can do today, every single day. And you got to live every day like it is your last. And I truly take that on seriously. That's why I give away a lot of the stuff that I've taken me 15 years to learn, instead of packaging it up and selling it for thousands of dollars. And, you know, making more extended classes, not giving away lowering the price of my teaching to $60. You know, it's like, I did it because the goal is to teach as many people as possible, not to get as rich as possible. And so if my goal is to get as rich as possible, I would have already achieved that goal a long time ago. You know what I mean? It's like chasing money is not as fun as chasing, I don't know, vibes and energy and feelings with everybody else. So like I've made if I didn't make the money, I probably still would be chasing it. So again, I can kind of be relieved of it because I've done it, right? So like I've made the money. I've understand what it's like to 10x, to 20x, to 50x, heck, I 100x on my Safe Moon. Like I've gotten through that, like, I don't know, that feeling of, oh my God, I turned small money into big money. Like I did it. Oh wow. You know, and now I'm like, okay, what's next out of this life? Like, is that can't be the only thing in life to make small amount of money into big money. That can't be it. That can't be everything. If that's everything, then who are you? You know what I mean? Then you're a dollar. You're a digit. And I'm not a dollar. I'm a digit. I'm an energy force. I'm a life force. I'm a being. I'm moving through space and time. So, like, there's just so much more. And once I started teaching and once I started seeing people understand concepts and be like, wow, my buddy was here last night. He's been watching me trade for years. I wanted him to talk on the live. I come to his apartment. We kick it. And I'm always looking at the charts. I'm talking about a thing. And he's like, man, you're gambling, man. You're just a gambler. He finally looked at me today, and I was showing him the 7-minute, the 15. I was like, you could take a 15-minute trade. You could take a 1-hour trade. And he goes, whoa, what do you mean? Like, he thought you just picked the digit and you got in, and, like, you didn't know what was going to happen to the coin. Like, he didn't realize that you charted it, you figured out. He didn't realize you could pick a time frame. You didn't realize you could be in a trade for 2 hours, for 1 hour. He was like, and last night, he's like, dude, I'm going to go home, and all I'm going to do is study this. And I told him, I was like, yo, you're in such a good position. He's like, I don't want to throw money into this. He's like, I never threw the money in. I kept my money. I kept saving my money. He's like, I didn't want to lose my money. He's like, but now I understand. He's like, now I'm going to sit here and study this. He's like, I'm going to study this, and once I get it, I'm going to start putting money in. And I was like, man, you have what I'm trying to teach everybody. You've got it. I said, you have the time. You have your own business on the side that supports you, and you can do this. So you don't have to worry. You're straight. And he was like, I'm good. I'm going to learn this. And man, this is my friend I've known for 10 years now, right? And he's watched me. He met me 10 years ago when I didn't know any of this. And he watched my entire life progress. He watched me go from Sammy working a night shift. I worked a night shift when I met him. He worked a night shift too. And that's why we became good friends, because we would go to the beach all day long while everyone else was at work. We'd be playing Frisbee, hanging out, chilling. And no one was at the beach on Wednesdays. We had a whole beach to ourselves. And man, I spent so many days every single summer at the beach at Jamaica. You know, I was at Jamaica, Jamaica, Queens, baby. Rockaway. I said Jamaica, but Rockaway Beach. Jamaica Bay is that's why I call it Jamaica Bay, but Rockaway Beach, baby. And I would spend every day there with my buddy, man. And he watched me, man. He's like, dude, I remember when you first showed me your first 50 grand. He's like, I remember you jumped up and down. You were like, Bitcoin. You're like, I got 50,000. He's like, I remember when you made your first 50,000, Sam. He's like, I remember these days. He was here talking about it. He's like, I can remember. He's like, wow. Like, nah, I can't even believe it. He's like, he bought Tesla. He bought Tesla when it was, we started talking about gold and silver. He started buying gold. I got him into gold. He started buying gold bars, right? This is my buddy, man. Anyone that's ever been around me, even if I never said a word to them, just watching me, I was always looking for a way out. I was always looking for a move. I was always looking for a hustle. I was always trying to grind my way through. And I knew that the dollar was a horrible investment to be in. I knew to work so hard and put all my money into the dollar was just a bad look. Just not a good look at all, right? So EWT, you can see I'll have it in this flag on the 4 hour. When it flags on out, if it continues, ready to go. So I already can project the idea of what should happen if it stays bullish. If it's not bullish, it's not going to do that. It's just going to dump back down, bounce off a summer area, and we're going to have to find something else. You see? Do you see how it plays out? Calm actually had a nice pump, but now it double bottomed here off of the 886 retracement. I mean, telling me that there's a likelihood of it going up at the daily. Look at the daily. Daily's still where you want it to be for this double bottom. That's a clear double bottom off the 200. You got a golden cross there. That's very interesting. You can almost say that it broke out and it's retesting the top trend line. See how we broke out, now we're riding this. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Comb make a huge move in the next 4 to 5 days. Possibly 100% gains. Comb's been hot when it gets hot. Comb on my radar. I'm not saying it's the trade of the day or anything, but it's on my radar. I mean, the 1 hour is looking pretty scrumptious. Bit of a flag here. 4 hours not in my sweet spot. So I'd wait for that to cool on down. I'll put an alert here in the middle for Comb. And when Comb hits my alert, I'll take a look at it again. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you all for being here. We nailed XCAD for gains. Now it's in that little bit of an inverted. Look at that. See, this is... I didn't look at it last night, but had I? Because I can't see the entire market. That's why I can't beat myself up when I don't hit every single trade, because you just can't do that. Just not a good idea. But look, you had this lower trend line. You had this going last night. And then you even had this flag here. See that? With the measured move. And XCAD's been hot, and it's got moves here on the 4-hour time frame. And see how you can build an idea. XCAD, baby. And there's a bit of a shoulder head and a shoulder there. Not perfect. Then you look at your daily, you're a little, you're actually resetting pretty nicely. Then you look at your bigger trend. You're like, well, am I holding a bigger trend line? I'm like, well, you are. You're in this. And then you kind of build this, and you're like, wow, I'm in an ascending triangle. And now you start seeing the bigger picture. And then you're like, well, can XCAD do damage? Is XCAD going to go up 71%? And now you start seeing what could happen. Now you start building. Then you look for the 3-day to be low. If the 3-day, a little indecision. Interesting. A little high for the bigger time frames. That 22-hour wants to move on you, though. It already actually did bang. Look at that. 22-hour at the end of the day is in this flag. Look at it like that. And you see, different time frames are going to show different patterns because the candles are going to close at different times. And this is another concept that you can't let yourself get confused by. You got to tackle these things. You got to go after all this stuff. You got to just go for it, baby. You got to go for it. All right. Again, I'm always talking about tight moving averages. See, when they got tight inside the wedge, so important. Okay. Fibonacci's. That was a whole retracement, 88.6 before it pounced out again. You pull your fib from the bottom to the left. I hit the window button, not alt, right? And that came right into the golden pocket, 706 before it flew out. 786 retracement. I mean, and that's called a mini fib. I pulled a mini fib, but these are just things you got to learn. And once you know, you're on the right side of history, baby. Look at this shoulder head and his shoulder there. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watches? And can I get everybody banging on them? 617 people on the live. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. I had no clue how insane my skills would become in such a short time in this group. Can you check Matter? Looking hot to me. Yeah, you started doing your, like, your little... And honestly, I'm trying to keep up with you, but that... You have to remember, Billy, you're in your own world now. You're so deep into your own special sauce that you're in your own science. You know, for me to find your science, I'd have to spend 2-3 weeks deep in your science. I don't have the time for that because I got my own science. So that happens. And so don't get, and if I don't answer a lot of your DMs or I'm not, I don't, it doesn't mean you're not on point. It just means like my mind is so deep in another place than your mind. And that's, but again, good on you because our minds are not the same. We're not supposed to see things exact. Now, see, I wouldn't touch this. See, you're looking at fractals and you're like, you're like looking for perfect bottoms, right? And me, I'd rather wait for this to get above this 36 cent range and bounce. And then I'd rather just swing trade it back up to like $1 and 3x it. And I'm okay with missing out on the 15 going up to $1 instead of like 8xing or something, right? So I'm in the middle. But doesn't mean what you're doing isn't spot on and how you're finding it out. Because you're kind of, what I'm amazed, what I love people to do is you're finding your special sauce. No one's special sauce should be the same at one point. Like, I have my sauce and I teach everyone what I know, but at one point, my instincts, my twinkle in my eye, like I can see things in the charts that my subconscious mind has sucked in over years and years of trading. I can teach it to as much as I can, but it really, like, it comes from being in the charts. It comes from being in the charts, you know? So there's Matter. Matter could break out. Daily's not in a perfect place. The 3 days telling me that it's about to dump. So like my trading style says, okay, maybe the 22-hour will pump on you and you're going to like possibly double top up here. So my trading style says to be wary and but you've been doing the whole like deep dive on the bottom thing and you see something that I don't see. But again, if I spend that much time deep diving the bottom of MATIC, how many coins will I miss out on that my system will find? You get it? And that's why, and once you get deep, you'll realize like where you want to be in your pocket. You know what I mean? But it's not going to mean I'm not going to eventually deep dive your DMs and try to figure out what you're doing. I spend a little bit of time on it. Trust me. I don't like completely like, I don't. But at the same time, I have to be wary of what I put in my brain. I don't put everything in my brain. Smash that like button. Let's go. Shout out to Type CRO, Type Crow, my man. Appreciate you for coming on in. I mean, MATIC likes to follow coins that are moving, right? So look, we had MATIC in this falling wedge to the upside here, right? Remember? And we had it in this bigger idea. And I've been talking about MATIC breaking out for a while. I have this trade for MATIC here. I put out MATIC just the other day inside this flag. 22-hour time frame's looking good, but it's at resistance. MATIC's unable to get above this 86-cent region. Right now, it's even battling with 83 cents. So you have resistance for MATIC here. You have resistance for MATIC right here and there. 3 spots of resistance for MATIC. Can you watch Ren Coin? Please, mister. Shout out to my man, Type Crow. Bless up, fam. The longest reason for ignoring Billy's DMs. Shout out to everybody here in the live stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. I don't ignore the DMs. I see them, but I just I don't have the capacity in my brain for it. You know, I hope that makes sense, right? I got where I am by not letting anything else in my brain but what I was focused on. I mean that's not true. I'm open-minded. I'll listen, but once I have my plan and I'm convicted in my plan, I stick to that plan until I achieve that goal. And that's how I got where I'm at. So I protect my mental space. You know, I don't go on TikTok for hours. I'm not going to go on some deep dive. Tonight, I know exactly what I'm putting in my mind. I'm going to scan the markets for my trading group. I'm going to look at Bitcoin. I'm going to walk to get my, I'm going to do what I do to get my kids and stuff. I'm going to spend some time with my wife, and I'm going to go to sleep tonight. I don't plan on being in a TikTok hole. I don't plan on going on Instagram for hours. I don't plan on doing anything of that nature. I plan on just being on point and focused, right? And here's a message from Love Learning. She wrote, I love you all too. I miss my life or family. You're the best. I know you're always looking out. Shout out to everybody here. So look, I mean, MATIC could bump. It's going to move, but you want to look at your 1 hour and your 4 hour time frame, and they're a little spent, right? They're really not, because MATIC's going to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin pump, MATIC fall. Look, there's the whipsaw for Bitcoin. MATIC's just following Bitcoin. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman, she been doing to me, right? But so look, you look at this 1 hour time frame, and you're expecting, hopefully, a retest. So this is the same thing we're looking at for Bitcoin. Remember I showed you we're going to put Bitcoin in this falling wedge in the 15? So I'm trying to tell you, you track Bitcoin, and the biggest 50 coins, they all follow Bitcoin almost like a twin. So you track Bitcoin every single day, all right? And then you make plays on the altcoins when you believe Bitcoin's going to make a play. Simple as that, all right? That's a strategy in and of itself that most people don't. I didn't realize is an actual strategy. To me, it's just what you do. But I forgot, not everybody gets that concept, right? Not everybody understands that idea. So look, the 15 minutes overbought, but spinning back down. The 7 minute is going, I mean, this is looking like this is sideways price action after a huge pump. It should be giving it back, but it's not. Showing that there's a chance that this thing really does break up. $250 later on today. Quick scalp on the action. We're going to move on out here, and we're going to show you how we look at the rest of the markets. We look at ES1, which is the S&P futures. Let's talk about the S&P futures. So look, we were in this bear flag. I was hoping that we could double bottom here. I said, we don't want to break this. I said, the S&P needs to bounce to the upside, right? I talked about it last night on the live stream. I said, man, if we break this level, we could end up going to some really low places. I was like, and this is where we're headed down here. I said, I'd love to see us defend this region to the upside. Can we come for a double bottom? Last night, we hadn't, we were basically in this wedge. I said, do we come and break above? We ended up making the flag, just like Bitcoin made a bit of a flag, and we ended up pumping pretty nicely. We defied this bear flag, which it really was to me, in my humble opinion. We could clean it up a little bit here, but we defied this bear flag. I guess you could call it a symmetrical triangle. And once we got above this level of resistance, which is 36.74 or 36.34. Again, though, I'm all about the $3,700 region. And we got the 36.98. We could not, or 37.01. We got right there. And we hit the resistance at 3,700. All right. What I'm seeing now, though, is we are flatlining. See, bounce, bounce, bounce. And it seems like we're forming a support at 35.75. It'd be beautiful if we don't go lower than that. So right now, the 15 minutes overbought and pushing down. and the 1 hour's cooked, right? And you're at resistance with tweezer top. So you have to assume that we're going to retrace for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin follows this like a T. So you have to assume we're going to retrace, touch the 21. But look, that's a bit of a cup and handle there. See, that's going to be a cup with a handle with a measured move up to about 37.67. To me, we just got to get above 3,700 to breathe. Then we can begin to build. So that's something I'm looking at, right? The daily is looping with a move to the upside. The 22 hours in indecision. So let's just see if the smaller time frame can get us in this flag and back to that measured move. So we'll be watching this closely for the next 12 to 30, 22 hours. This should play out. If not, what's going to happen likely is we'll come here. We'll break out of this. We'll double top, and then we'll dump somewhere back down to this area. All right. And remember, if we lose 35.75, it's going to be rough. So I can paint the bad picture for you. I can paint the golden picture, and I can show you the path we need to get to the golden zone, and it's going to be this flag to the upside. So that's what I'm watching for the S&P futures. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Let's talk about Ethereum Classic and Fly. Shout out to Sam Nick for the $2 super chat, though. Double dipping for $2, though. One super chat, my man. One super chat for $2. We always talk about the double dip. 2 super chats for $2. I mean, a $10 super chat, maybe, right? But double dipping for 2 beans? Nah, I love you, Sam. I'm just messing around with you. But we do have a joke. I mean, it is a double dip. It is. You are double dipping, right? We'll take a look here, though. So I've been watching Ethereum Classic, and the daily looks like it's about to blast. Look at this beautiful cup and handle. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. That's a giant inverted head and shoulder. It's a giant symmetrical triangle as well that I'm showing you, and it's a falling wedge on the daily, ready to make a move. The 3 days ready to blast to the upside as well. The daily, the 22-hour, all in my favor. 22 hours a little higher than I'd like it. The 4 hours a little higher than I would like it. So it's interesting. We're seeing some minutia on the 4-hour time frame, right? And the 1 hour is not, right? And again, the whipsaw for Bitcoin, the build up for Bitcoin. And again, what are you going to do? You're going to put it in the flag on the 1 hour time frame. You're going to see if it makes it inside of the flag. That's going to be a bit of a cup and handle. Didn't we just do this for MATIC? Because it's a top 50 coin with a big market cap. It's going to follow Bitcoin exactly to the T. You're going to have resistance up in this level. I do see a big move coming out of it once it gets through the minutia on the daily time frame. And this is something I like to trade this coin personally, because when I trade it, it pays. You know, it tends to do what it's supposed to do, and you can move on from it. And so possibly 153% gains coming on the 3-day chart. All right. Do you know how to use the 3-day? Have you expanded yourself? Have you expanded your mindset? Can you flip to the 1 hour, to the 1 minute, to the 3-day, to the 2 hour? Can you do it? Can I show you the skill? Can I flip you? I can do it, baby. Shout out to the 460 people, 660 people, 200 people. Just don't think this is good enough. Like, am I not good enough? Am I not good enough? Did I not look good enough? Did I not look good enough? Did I not dress enough? Did I not present myself professionally enough? Did I not do enough? What do I got to do to get you to hit that like, baby? Do I got to dance? Some people say take your shirt off. Not happening. But you know what I'm saying? So, and again, I got coins in the trading group that I want to go over for you, but I'm going to keep them to the trading group. Not everything gets put out here on the live stream, right? If you want those gems, you're going to have to commit to me, all right? I'll give you everything I got, but you got to give me yours, all right? You got to come on in and give me every single thing. Once you commit to 99, it lets me know you're committed to me. It's really not about me getting the 99. I'm going to die. That money's going to go through my hands and into someone else's life, and I'm going to die. Don't worry about what money goes through in and out of my hands. It really doesn't matter to you, right? It matters what money goes in and out of your hands, right? Your 99 is your commitment to me. If I charge any less, I'd get vagabonds and people that are willing to throw $50. Yeah, I've tried it before. 25, $50. We raised it to 99. It really hired the level of people in the trading group for professionals. People that were professional, people that really, $99 to them wasn't a huge deal. They were professionals. They wanted to change their life. And then we have people that are just real, ready to go. A lot of people, join for the year. They pay the $1,000. They're like, you know what? I'm joining for the year. It is what it is, right? Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, I never seen anybody do those moves before. I know, right? Move for me, move for me, move for me. Hey, hey. I like what I'm seeing on the 3-day chart. We got to go through the minutia of the smaller time frames, and we can't lose this trend line. Bitcoin takes a dump, this falls down. I mean, of course, you're going to change your whole status, and we're going to have to look at it differently. But if this trend line can hold, I like this oversold version on the 3-day. I like the falling volume, the falling price caressing my face, telling me that we may get a move. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I love you all. I got you, Sam. I cover the double dip. You deserve it. Shout out to Crypto Billionaire for the 10 beans, and then he throws the 10 beans on the double dip. You're unbelievable. Look at that guy stepping in with the karmatic beans. And we're going to get into fly now. Hey, right off the bat, he wanted fly, baby. He wanted fly. So this looks beautiful on the 3-day chart. Has to hold the trend line, but this looks gorgeous. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous on that 3-day. My oh my. I love what I'm seeing. Absolutely gorgeous, child. As a beginner, use small amounts to learn the market. Don't ape in all the time. You know? Small amounts. I've seen people doing that, using $1, $2, figuring out how to get down. I mean, that's the smart move. And when I start using the 3-day chart, it means we're close to a bottom. I haven't used the 3-day chart. I don't use the 3-day chart when we're in a bear market tumbling down because it's not a smart look. But I'm starting to see, a bottoming. I'm starting to see things trying to dig their way out. And I tend to gravitate where I'm supposed to gravitate towards because I've been trading for so long. So when I start doing something, you want to heed it. Use it as like a parameter, right? Let's take a look at fly here on the radar. Fly. And shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Fly on the 3-day looks horrible, right? Want to come on down. If you can stay in the flag, though, and not lose too much, looks like it could continue to flag on down. Touch this 21-day moving average, and then we could be back in business. But the 3-day doesn't look too great, right? The daily says yes. I want to make a bit of a move here. What do you do when the daily and the 3-day are, Well, before I saw the 3-day, I would trade the daily blind. So you do what you got to do. And that's the problem is people get stuck in their mindset. Eventually, you just have to be like, well, what do I do then? You'd like the daily to be, the 3-day to be low, but look at that daily for fly. 4 days bending back down again, but you're starting to do your thing. And that's where the Fibonacci comes in to play. You're looking for confluence. Right there, you're pretty close to the 618 right there. And you could fall down into the golden pocket. Interesting. 4-hour time frame had some room to the downside for fly, right? But it's bending. Let me double click the Stokes. Still pushing down though. They're not out the water yet. Interesting. It's a lower cap coin, so it's not going to follow Bitcoin the same. The smaller you have of a market cap, the more unique you're going to become because you don't have as much of market pressure on you like you had for MATIC or all these other bigger coins that are following Bitcoin in lockstep, really, right? It's a bit of a cup with a handle in a way. It's a falling wedge. You're touching the 200-day moving average. You're getting tight. I like that. There's some aspects that I like about this. High risk. It's coming back down. I wouldn't mind see if it kind of falls down a little bit more into the golden pocket, 706 area, somewhere into this spot. Right? This is what I'm looking at for fly. It's on the radar, and it could fly today. Possible. I like to be perfect my entries with just the best, But hey, and when I can't do that, sometimes I let it go. You may not, and see, people. You have to realize I may be more anal about my trading style. I may be super just wanting to nail the perfect one. And you may just be like, you know what? I just like to get I don't like to be as perfect as the lifer. You may find my style and your style. You use what I teach you, but you may do it differently. I'm watching this symmetrical triangle here, ascending triangle on Morpheus network. All right. Oversold in that 15. Oversold in that 1 hour time frame, and this thing just has been going up for 4 or 5 days straight. So it's on a parabolic run. Is there more juice in the tank? It says there's a high probability that it can continue to go up. But Kara Star, Kara. Remember Huobi token? And I talked about it as an exchange-based token that could break to the upside. Look at this fly. It continued up 29%. And I was putting out Huobi token back down here. Remember when I put a whole video about it? When I believe it had kind of bottomed. And it went as low as 396. It's all the way back. It went all the way as high as 835. It almost did a 3x. Huobi token. There's money out here. People that don't think there's money out here are just not paying attention. You know what I mean? And Quant would eventually lose those gains. That was a quick scalp of the 15-minute, right? But again, I mean, see what I'm saying for this 15? It's going sideways. That 1 hour's looping. It's a high-risk play. Liver, check out SOLR. 1 hour on the sweet spot with bullish divergence, 15-minute, and a little overextended. Can the 21 push to 4 hour for the move? Let's take a look at SOLR. Traded this a few times. Not recently, but a few times. Soul Razor. Let's take a look at Soul Razor. Holding down that 200-day moving average, coming closely in the tight wedge. Not my favorite pattern per se. And I'm not a fan of this. It went all the way to the bottom, wicked up, got wicked to the 200. I just like when I look at the overall idea, I mean, you're buying the bottoms of the barrel, right? 1 hour in the sweet spot, you say. Yeah, 1 hour's curving up, touching the 200. It's just, I don't like to buy the bottom of the barrel. It's just not my thing. You know, like Quant is moving and is not at the bottom of its barrel. Like, there's other coins that are nowhere near where these coins are. And this is what I like about this bear market. In the last bear market, like, everything was down and out. Like, this bear market's not the same. Like, Quant's pumping. We have so many other aspects of cryptocurrency. And every day I wake up to massive gains on KuCoin, right? Whether we nail them or not, but we you know, like, we're pretty close to getting in the top 10 every single day. Like, look, we had XDB. It was number 3 in the top 10. And we had MWB. So we had 2 of the top 5 coins, right? And my man was all over Matter too, right? I wasn't, but he was. So we had 2 of the top five coins on KuCoin this morning. And I aim to try to get 3 to 5 of the top 10 coins every single day. That's my goal for you. That's my goal for me. That's just my overall goal for myself and my trading group. And it's not easy to do. It's like high pressure to do that. I have to scan every minute of the day. Whenever I get a moment, I have to tell I got to go scan. Like, I am looking at the market so much, and I feel the pressure of the 800 people in my trading group, like they're on me every 5 seconds, like looking at me like, when's the next update? What's the next update? What are we doing? I feel the pressure of a trading group. It's not for everybody. A lot of people would pass out running a trading group. I think, you know, heart attack type, like you just be like, how many people are on me? You know, but honestly, the lifers don't do that. The lifers make me feel like they're super supportive, super loving, super amazing. Sometimes I got people that are nitpicky and coming on me, but like, those are the people that I really don't want in my life. I have to be honest. You know what I mean? And shout out to Rainier. Shout out to my whole team. Shout out to Illuminated Nothing. Shout out to Stack McChange. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you all for coming on in. You're amazing, right? Wow, the 99's banging on them too. Bitcoin wants to explode. I've been showing this chart for a long time. Whenever it's funny, everything's gonna go long, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you know," and I'll be like, "Dude, I bought the Bitcoin at 19.1, like 19.2, when everyone else was freaking out. Like, where's the other YouTuber that bought a whole Bitcoin? Show me the YouTuber that bought a whole Bitcoin live and still has the position open, no BS. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I ain't trying to hear it. Up 163. I'm up 0.84% on a $9,400 Bitcoin buy at 1.005855886 Bitcoins. Super chats. Labs win on the daily in SOLR. So SOLR kind of scares me, man. I'd be careful of SOLR. And it could pump all the way. You might be onto something huge here. It did break out of the wedge. You can see that. That's technically a breakout on the 1 hour time frame. Just not how I like to trade. On the bigger time frame, this thing is at the bottom of its barrel. You know? Daily still has room. 4 hours about to flip. 1 hour's good. I mean, it looks good. 15-minute just needs to curve all down, and you put the 15-minute in the flag, right? I have to be honest, and that's why I have rules. But if I broke my rules, I would trade this. And it's likely to pump. Especially when you flag outside of a wedge, you're likely to get a move to the upside. That's a pretty interesting deal there. Once you break out of a wedge and you flag out, high probability that flag will then break out. I've seen it many times in my life. I talked about it last night or last week too. I remember pointing it out and going over that concept, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Are you living in love? Do you feel good about your life? Do you know that great things are going to happen to you? Because they are. Great things are coming your way. Beautiful things are happening every single day to everyone that believes they are. Isn't that interesting? If you live in lack, then you do. All right? If you believe in you live in lack, then you do. So KOK, who's in this nice channel, continuing down the channel, has not got stopped out yet, but you can see it's following down, right? So not every single setup is going to go, whoa, boom. Most of them do, you know, but not every single one of them, right? I do like KOK. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Daily's getting oversold for KOK. So look, what I'm going to do is just delete that and pull a fib on this. And it's getting to the 618, golden pocket. Interesting, right? Getting into the sweet spot. The little sweet spot at the edge of town. That's a bit of a cup and handle too. You can see almost everything is forming these, trying to dig out. Low, high, higher, low. We must put in a higher high to continue the trend, right? We want to be in an uptrend. Ren coin overall in the 15-minute, please, Mr. Shout out to my man. Thank you. We'll look at Ren. 3,600 and 400 subscribers and climbing. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not clicked the subscriber button, please click it and help the lifer and your lifer community. Everyone, what I also do is, because I know it's not easy and I know it's hard and I know everyone wants to learn and get this stuff, you know, and get into this stuff. And so what I do is I teach a class every single Tuesday, all right, from 3 to 5. And what the class does is it really breaks down kind of my trading style in a bit of a nutshell. Shows you everything that I'm doing. The Lifer Vision trading course, it's every Tuesday from 3 to 5. It's $60 if you join the trading group. It's $99 if you just want to find out who I am, get to know how I teach, see me on an intimate Zoom call, and you'll be with a group of between 8 and 20 people, depending on how many people we get into the class. We usually don't go above 22. And yeah, so I'd love to see you there. And it's through Zoom. It's awesome. And it's every single Tuesday from Eastern time, 3 to 5:30. We usually go a little later. I can't wait to see you there. If you want to get educated, I'll give you everything I have in that 2 hours. And then you'll get a PowerPoint, a 9-point checklist with a PowerPoint. You also get 2 sheets that I use to reference and a bunch of other information to keep you going. And you'll get your introduction into trading. And you can trade any market in the world. What I teach you, it's not just cryptocurrency. It's any single market in the world. So KOK on the daily looks like it could be getting ready. Very, very low on the 22-hour time frame. 22 hours has been very interesting time frame to trade. I started implementing it in the last year. Didn't really use it for a long time. Now I use it. And you're going to see changes like that all the time. You're going to see us kind of implement new changes while we continue to move here and progress. We're never going to be the same. We're never going to stay stagnant. So just remember that. We use the VRVP here too. Look, point of control right there. We fell below it. KOK has to get back above that point of control. But I like what I'm seeing. You're entering a golden pocket area, falling wedge. You're oversold on the 22-hour time frame. I mean, this is what happens. Definitely something you want to watch. Keep it on the radar. And again, I post a lot of stuff. This morning I posted a lot. We're going over a lot of stuff here. You got to get an Excel spreadsheet. You got to keep track of every single thing that I post. Watch it closely over and over again. This is how you'll become a boss of bosses. AGIX gave it all back. You must take profits in this bear market. It gave it all back. All right. POLC and oldie but goodie. Look at that. Just continued to dump to the downside. Wow, they brought it all the way to 3 cents. Polka City. I held this long term. Believed it was a cool project, you know, to go big time in the metaverse. But man, this thing just got completely annihilated. $1.84 down to 3 cents. Like, oh man. It's crazy. I love Paribus, PBX. Not love it, but it was a good coin to trade on and off. Took a beat down. Look, I haven't looked at PYR in a while. Vulcan Forge, right? We had it a couple weeks ago. It was on a bit of a run. Had a bit of a movement. Let's take a look at Vulcan Forge. So look, 3 days a little too spicy for me and overbought. You see that? And likely I'm saying, hey, let's wait for the 3-day to come back down to the bottom of this pattern here somewhere. And then Vulcan Forge looks like it'll get ready for a huge move to the upside, but it is holding above this previous level at 422. Vulcan Forge on my radar. All right. Lifer team on the verge of parabolic growth. No capitulation. Shout out to my man, Gregory the Sniper. You still have your car at Polka City? I do. I still have my Polka City car. Isn't that crazy? I used to bring it to the mall and actually walk around it in this like app that they give you. It was crazy. Hey, I had fun, right? Crazy. It was a $10,000. That car was like 12 grand at one point, $15,000 car. I couldn't believe how expensive these things were. Absolutely insane how fast the money came into the market. Let's take a look at ES1, the S&P futures. Again, just something I want to look at closely. And we kind of have it in this nutshell here. We have it in this falling wedge. I mean, look at the 3-day chart. I trust the 3-day with my life. I trade with it all the time. 3-day suggests this is about to blast to the upside. And we found our bit of a bottom here. Also on the 3-day chart, look what I see that's absolutely amazing on the S&P futures, which no one has shown. I haven't seen anybody show this. Not one human. Not one human, right? But look, we got swing down to swing down. We got swing up. We have bullish divergence on the 3-day chart. That's going to creep into Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now, bullish divergence is huge on any time frame from the 4-hour and above. Like, it leaves a very long-lasting impression. I would be very surprised if the S&P didn't break out and get at least to double top here at 4,300. But I mean, this bullish divergence is suggesting we will bounce. Telling me that that we're not going to see a slam in the whole world market. Everyone that's telling us we're going down the tubes and all the fear, they just don't read the charts properly. I mean, last time the 3-day was this low, we kind of did our thing, but eventually we made it up. We made it higher than the previous high. I suggest we make it higher than the previous high again, get above this POC. That's bullish divergence of the 3-day chart. So, again, I could be wrong. I'm not guaranteeing these things, but there's a high probability. I've seen these for 15 years. I've seen bullish divergence many, many times in my life on many assets throughout many markets. And this is something you don't just see in crypto. You see it throughout the world. So keep yourself privy, keep yourself going. Shout out to the 540 likes and the 640 people. Unreal. You people are amazing. May God bless each and every one of you. The $46 in chat revenue, may God bless each and every one of you. You're all blessed people. You really are, because you're with me every single day. And if you're with me, that means you're putting your best foot forward, because I'm putting my best foot forward, and I only hang out with people that do the same. So if you're with me, hey, may God bless you and yours. You're on your way, baby. And you know you're on your way because you can feel it. You know you're in the right place at the right time. I know I am, so I know you are, and that makes us pretty spot on. So this falling wedge could break to the upside, baby. I like what I'm seeing. I'm going to take away some of these insane support and resistance. I just want to see it clear. But clear as day here is our major support and resistance area. And we don't want to lose this one. And we can go even lower there. So ideas to watch for the S&P. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. And I showed you it's all about the flag on the. Oh, so we did look. I remember now. It's all about the flag on the futures there. So yeah, let me take away my crazy drawings. But again, Bitcoin will follow the S&P. The S&P is likely to make a flag for today, and we're going to go from there. False Move Monday has actually been a pretty quiet Monday. The second I say that, knock on wood, quick, Sammy. But the second I say that, something crazy will happen, right? So let's hope and keep ourselves privy that the market kind of is as stagnant as it can be and just kind of mills out for the day. All coins are looking good to me. All coins are looking good. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance, which is going to kind of show us if there's, what we should expect for the altcoins in the day. All right. We're also going to take a look at our ETC BTC trade, our ETH BTC trade that I've been pointing out and talking about a lot recently. Super chats, Labs win on the daily, SOLR and REN. Let's take a look at Labs. Labs Trading Group. All right. So I told you how to tackle the S&P, if you understand my system. So Labs, I have Labs pulled in a fib here. See that? And it's at the 706. Golden Pocket. It's so crazy, you guys. I have like so much work done that you guys just ask me about random coins, and I have work on it. I've probably done work on 1,000 coins in this market. I mean, I'm privy to what's going on. So check it out. There's a falling wedge here for Labs, right? It's just getting completely like bled. It's in between the 0.65 and the 706 Fibonacci, which is a known retracement area. We're going to take a look at the daily, and the daily's very oversold. It got beat to the ground. It got sold off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 15 days, 2 weeks straight. It's a giant cup and handle, right? It's starting to kind of mill out. I mean, you're not buying the top at this point. Anything is possible. Labs could be making a bit of a reversal to the upside. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart also getting back to brass tacks where it wants to be. The 22-hour extremely beat to the ground. Like, it's very rare you see the Stochs that low on momentum. I mean, that's a beatdown. You're starting to get more tight moving averages, and you're coming back to the 200-day moving average. And 200 tends to be your bottom dollar, where you come down and find your bottom. Labs is starting to make a bit of a move here, and it's not at its bottom. It's already come back up, and it's starting to make a higher high. So, again, I'm more apt to trade this coin than I am something at the very bottom, right? So it has this support zone where it bounce, resistance, and it's bouncing again. Can it hold it? I wouldn't be surprised if it got sucked all the way back down to this POC, though, because it's losing momentum. And so a little high risk for me personally because it's been drained so much and it doesn't seem to want to reverse, and it's been an elongated pull on that. But, you know, we'll see. Elongated pull. Interesting. Right? Gina, don't do it. Look, so now the 1 hour time frame showing signs of life. Personally, not my trade. I think labs could do damage. Personally, not my trade. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles that I go for, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. You know what I mean? So that's completely up to you. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade and doing damage. Wow. What a day to be alive. What a day to be alive. Shout out to everybody kicking it with the lifer. Local support is in for the in and out trading, the 4 hour. Gregory the Sniper. What do you mean? On the labs? I don't know what he means. On what asset? Just heard my name, Gina. Well, I was talking about how this was an elongated pull, you know. So look, let's look at Algo, right? Or AGLD. Funny, AGLD, back of my, starting to do something, but right? Render, to me, is possibly double bottoming with a higher low. Render is on my radar. Render is interesting. The 3-day chart is beat to the ground, right? It's suggesting a bit of a double bottom here. I would not be surprised if Render got busy and did something interesting. So Render's on my radar. I'm watching it closely. Something to think about. Let's take a look at Win on the daily. Win, which is Wink, if I remember correctly. It is, yeah. 3 days actually not in our favor, struggling. Daily wants to move, but I mean, it's beat to the ground. It was like a little meme, like, it was like a little meme coin that, like, I don't know. It like did nothing. You know what I mean? It just did absolutely no. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I don't love it. It's like a gambling coin through the Binance sites. It's all right. Daily wants to make a bit of a move here. If that's what you're trading, that lower low double bottom, but then you got to put in a higher high. Like, to me, like, I'd have to see it get above this. I just don't trade bottoms, like absolute bottoms like that. Like, I want to find coins that have, like, already got pumped out of their bottom, have already found some support and resistance, and are like, I want to swing trade them when they're like doing, like, I want them to, this is what I like. I like a coin that pumps out of here, starts to establish itself, bounces, and I like to swing trade this area, and that area, and that area. Get 10% there, 20% there, like on its way up. I don't like finding out if that's going to be the bottom. It's just not my thing. I don't think it's smart. You know what I mean? And you can chase bottoms all day long, and that you maybe get good at that. It's just not my trading style. I will buy a bottom coin if I believe that it's in a beautiful project and there's nothing like it that can touch it, and it's got something amazing going for it, right? So, but, you know, not a fan. Right. When you join the Discord, is it normal that my computer shut down, updated, and restarted? Oh, come on, man. Don't start asking weird questions like that. Like, that was going to happen to you anyway or something. I've never heard of anything like that. That's ridiculous. Like, just Google that. Can't you Google that? So insane. Look at Everscale, just took a dump. Was in a nice flag. Thought it could move, but look, we only were going to risk 4.7%. When it doesn't go your way, you move on, all right? And you move on to the next one. The people who hold these all the way down are the losers. You can't do that. You must use what's called a stop loss. You can't just hope every single trade is going to go your way. Doesn't play. That's just not a smart way to trade. Not at all. All right? Not at all. Front was interesting on my radar. Frontier. You know who likes this? I remember was Ben. Ben was trading this or had a pretty big position in it on BitBoy Crypto. 35% possibly coming out of this. 53% gains. A little lackluster. The daily does want to move, but it's showing signs of like lack of momentum because the candles aren't full. When I join Discord, I freak out, totally restart. You're so funny. Bitcoin in a diamond pattern, maybe. Tripping. We saw a diamond earlier yesterday, possibly. You didn't say the time frame. You didn't say where, when. You know what I mean? Shout out to Andrew Simone, my man. Haha, unreal. Right? Wink, wink. Could you look at perp? Perp actually was interesting on my radar just the other day. Elongate. It's called elongated token. That's funny. Hey, can you please look at Gala Games? This is oversold. Yeah, Gala Games is beat to the ground for sure. We got to look at. Hold on. One last thing I want to look at is Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum and Bitcoin. All right. We also have to look at the dollar index. Like, we're not done yet. We have so much to go over, and it's only 20 minutes left of the show. Unreal. So look, we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, and it's forming this like, you know, hyperbolic move. Like, could make a parabolic move, like hyperboles, you know. But it double topped up there, right? We showed you that on the daily time frame, but now it's going sideways and showing that it may sit in this rising wedge and boom to the upside. If dominance blasts, I mean, it's not going to be that great for altcoins. Showing some signs of a move here. Look at the 3-day chart, and the 3-day chart's spent, which is good. Showing signs that maybe, you know, Bitcoin will pump up a little bit, and then we'll give it back to the altcoins. So we'll take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour wants to move, and the 1 hour is coming on down sideways, so it's interesting. So what do we see happening for Bitcoin and the altcoins? I mean, looks like Bitcoin's going to continue to get some more market share, maybe get a little bit of a spike up, but then after it gets a bit of a pump, that 3-day chart will give it back. Let's take a look at U.S. Tether dominance. And what we want to see is if Bitcoin dominance is about to pump on that daily, which it looks pretty likely it will, right? See that? Go sideways and pump out. Maybe even the 22-hour. It's a little higher than you'd want it. The 3 days is way too high. But that's good. Look, the Tether dominance 3-day is high too. It's a good sign. Why? What does that mean? Well, if we're going to lose Tether dominance like I'm showing you, and we're going to lose Bitcoin dominance, it means the alts are going to pump. And you see, I have this out there ever since, right? And look at, we've lost this level. And this is very similar to the DXY, okay? So this is a good sign. A 3-day chart, if we play the 3-day for the next couple of weeks, they're setting up to give us some fruitious gains, all right? Let's take a look at the DXY and break that down. And you can see how we're looking at all these different charts to break down the market, all right? DXY is now getting oversold on the 3-day chart, still pushing down, but interesting. Interesting. Daily is wrapping, you know, is getting this rounded top, right? And a double top too. We really want this M to dump, and we're looking for a nasty dump for the dollar. Okay. The daily wants to push continue down. The 4-hour is continuing down, and we got the M that I talked about. See, we went over this bigger M. I had to take that spider down. I feel bad. I shouldn't have. Now I feel really rude telling everyone that I did it too. Like, should have wrapped it in a thing and threw it on outside. But I don't want to bite me in my sleep, man. But whatever. I shouldn't. I know spiders are good. They eat all the other bugs. Impulse move. Now I feel guilty when I kill a bug, man. Like, I used to be able to do it when I was young, and now, like, I don't know. I turned 39, 40 years old, and I kill a bug, and I'm like, because it's because of my wife. Well, because the bug had life in it, and like, who was I to take its life? You know? Damn, now I feel really guilty. Poof, rule of the territory. All right, do you think MATIC has broken the descending cup and handle on the 4-hour? Ren coin, 15-minute overall. What is your opinion on this coin? Thank you. People keep asking me about Ren. Didn't have a real brain. What if the spider thought you were roommates? I know. Same. We completely understand. I spend so much time trying to save the lives of bugs, man. Yeah, because I just don't want to kill it. You know, Bible says it's okay to kill unclean bugs. You're G. Spiders belong outside. You're good, bro. That spider probably thought you were friends. Dang, man. Oh, man. So, look, we want the DXY to dump down to the bottom of this channel on the 4-hour time frame suggested May. 1 hour got beat to the ground now, and we didn't get as low as we wanted. Like, we got dumped, for sure, and we're dumping now. I'd like to see this continue to dump. Lose this level, dollar. Lose this level and continue down. I love it, though. Low. If you're high, you have a low. You have a lower high. Can we put in a lower low? Can the dollar continue down this slump? We would love it. All right? It's so funny, right? It was weird. You're an American. Like, can the dollar dump to the downside, you know? But we do. We need the dollar to lose strength. We can't have products going out of control, getting so heavy. We need Bitcoin to come back into fruition. All this would happen if the dollar lost value. So we need it. We need it. Bigger time frames aren't that big in our favor, but I'd like to see us lose this level at 112, 111. We lose that level, we're going to likely drop pretty fast down to this next area, 110, and then possibly to 110.16. That's going to be a nice move for Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I want. That's what we want, baby. That's what we're looking for. All right. Appreciate you all for being here. The price of butter is ridiculous. Random, but man, LOL, random, but man, dump that DXY. I know, right? I know. And I'm buying organic butter in the tube. Organic Vermont tubed butter. Like, what is it? Like, I'm buying butter in the tube. If you've never seen what it is, look, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm buying butter in these long, thin, like, yeah, bring me the butter. I'll show you my butter. It's the best butter I had in my life, though, I'll tell you that. Like, well, my wife actually listens to the show. Usually she doesn't give a dang about what I'm saying on this show. She's like, oh, he's down there in the studio. Meh. No, she's not like that. That's not true. Here. She's all sweet. I'm like, meh. She's like, here you go. So this is the butter. This is the butter. Vermont Creamery cultured butter. Lightly salted, European style. 86% butter fat. Lightly cultured, Vermont Creamery. It's not raw butter, though, huh? It's not like from the raw milk, though, huh? Award-winning butter crafted in the rolling hills of Vermont, where we take our time to do things right. We start with high-quality cream that is deliciously cultured and then churned. But this is my tube, my butter tube, all right? Stupid. Oh, my gosh. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. I got to check that out. I do a lot of cooking. Unpasteurized. I mean, you do have to get unpasteurized. I'm all about unpasteurized stuff. I think this is pasteurized butter, babe. I like unpasteurized things. I think it is. It doesn't say so, actually, so I don't know. It's definitely not raw, like the milk, you know. So look at Bitcoin's in this falling wedge could continue to the upside. The 1 minute suggests that it's just that resistance. It could continue to the upside. Measured move is 19,751. Let's take a look at the order book. See what's cooking on the order book. 19,000. Yeah. I mean, look, they got rid of this lower red. Kind of started moving it up here. 20K. 19,750. It shows signs of life. Likely to double top here, right? In my humble opinion, on the smaller time frame. Right? I could see us revisiting this area again. And this is good sideways price action for altcoins. As long as Bitcoin kind of stalls out and goes sideways, not too shabby. All right. So what do I see happening for Bitcoin? Well, let's break it down. All right. I went over the dollar index. We've gone over almost every single thing that we need to go over. Oh, last thing I want to go over is ETH BTC. I've been talking about this trade. It's been looking good. I want to stay on it. It's been looking good. We look at it every single day, the ETH BTC trade. And we talk about it. What are we talking about? Well, it's in this beautiful channel. It's been sitting there now for, I don't know how many days I've been talking about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight days, and it's been holding the zone. So when the whole market pumps, ETH will pump with Bitcoin. And because ETH is a smaller value, when they pump together, ETH will pump harder than Bitcoin. Like ETH will go up 30 to 50% when Bitcoin goes up 5 to 20%. And so you can make money on your Bitcoin by trading ETH pairs. So what we're doing is we're trading ETH BTC pairs. All right. And that's the deal. All right. And he did that like it wasn't the first time. You're ridiculous. Shout out to Gina Bumpy. I love you, Gina. You're too much. We recently started buying raw milk. It's a game changer, locally sourced and awesome. Me too. I started, and I actually shouldn't say it like, I don't know. But you do whatever you want. But I drink it right out, raw, like. And I've been drinking it for a year now straight. Not getting sick. I'm feeling great. It's actually the best thing I've ever done for myself, for my gut health, for my skin, my overall well-being, my magnesium. It just has so many better qualities inside of it for you that are really better for you. But you do whatever makes you happy. So look, the 3-day chart on ETH BTC. So put 1 Bitcoin in here, turn it into 1.4 Bitcoin, make maybe almost a half a Bitcoin on this ETH BTC trade. Do you have the gall? Do I have the gall to do it? Will I put my whole Bitcoin into this trade and make 1.4 on the next big run to the upside? I mean, that's how you really take advantage. Tight moving averages, 200-day moving, 200 simple moving through the bottom of the pattern, a point of control right there. I mean, I'm telling you right now, and this is the front runner for all coins. If ETH BTC takes that move, it's going to be a pretty good move for the rest of the market. So this is why we're looking at this on the 3-day chart. And this is how you make money. You trade BTC pairs. That's another thing. I could trade you BTC pairs. I see a lot of these guys, all they show you is how to trade Bitcoin over and over again, but they don't show you how to really tackle the market, Wow, yeah. Illuminated, that coin was out of control. ILA, yeah, it just never stopped. Funny. Infinite launch. Yeah, I mean, the daily looks horrible. Yeah. Yeah, I like how, hey, you saw something and you heeded it and you made a move. Smart decision. All right, smart decision. So ETH BTC likely to make a bit of a punch to the upside, in my humble opinion. All right. ETH BTC. 3-day chart too. So again, in my trading group, I post scalps in the 7 and the 15. That could happen in the next hour. I also post 3-day charts that take 4 or 5 days to a week, 2 weeks to play out. So we have all different types of trades for all different types of trading styles, all different types of things to teach you in the trading group. Okay. You like the GI? Yeah. People are all about that GI. We looked at MATIC already. Let's take a look at REN on KuCoin. So people asking about REN. 3-day chart doesn't look that good to me. I'm going to do more research on the pairs. Thanks. I want to turn my mined coins into gains. I mean, isn't that cool? You mine the coins and then you turn those coins into gains. There's so many ways to perpetuate wealth through cryptocurrency, and many more ways than using the traditional dollar. Like, you can't mine the dollar and then trade your mined coins. Like, you can't do all this fun stuff. You can't do any of these things. You know what I mean? There's so many things that are just so much funner to do when it comes to crypto. And that's why I trade crypto. And that's why I rather trade crypto than the traditional stock markets or anything else, because of just the fluidity and the movement and the freedom that I get. I mean, Ren's trying to double bottom here. Again, as I've gone over many times, I don't like, that's not my, unless I love this project and I'm truly behind it, just not my status, right? To be all over a low coin like this. 3-day chart, 4-day chart, they want to move technically, I don't know. Daily does want to push to the upside. Daily's oversold, wants to move it again. It's kind of following Bitcoin, right? There's the Bitcoin bottom, there's that falling wedge. It's like, it's following that same concept. So Bitcoin pumps, I mean, you're going to see most coins pump. It is what it is. You have heavy resistance at 14.22 for REN, and you have heavy support at 10 cents, right? And you're above a POC. It could do damage. It's not my call today. I'll tell you that. I think there's something better. The 4 hour is a bit oversold. I wouldn't touch it till the 4 hour cools on off for REN. Ether BTC, you get into one of the pairs, then you're in the pairing till you trade out, or you keep the original coin. It's funny, then you can always just hold ETH then, right? Bitcoin looks like it's flagging out of the daily. Only ADA going to dump. You're funny, man. Yeah, I mean, we looked at this daily, baby, and it's a solid breakout. you know. And I'm going to just show you what I see now, and then I'm out of here for the day, 11:53. I always end the day with a Bitcoin update. So look, BTC inside of this beautiful channel I've been talking about for days, symmetrical triangle. This is a symmetrical triangle, mainly bearish, but they're 50-50. They can go up either way, right? And as we showed you before, if we get real tight with it, I believe we've broken out of the symmetrical triangle slightly to the upside, right? There's a slight breakout there. We've broken out of this trend line. Resistance, resistance. We've peaked our head outside of the resistance. 22 hours, to me, what I don't like is that 22 hours is a little high. And we're at a major big boy resistance. Look. Resistance, 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 resistance. Many times we couldn't get above the zone. So that's why I'm looking for that pullback, and I'm watching the smaller time frames. 4 hour also getting a little high with a tweezer top there at resistance. Okay. 1 hour time frame, tweezer topping at resistance, likely to fall back, right? 15-minute did this flag, but now it's saying, hey, I might blast. So this is the flag that we watched, remember? And so do we double top here is the question. Or do we get above this and break out? So watch this flag in the 15-minute time frame. It has momentum, all right? Its measured move, sadly, is only about 19,738, though. It doesn't get us back above that big resistance here at 20K, 19,900 and 19,800. Like, those are areas, these two chunky areas like that and that, we want to get above, hands down. All right, so that's going to be where we have to get back above to remain bullish, in my humble opinion, and this big boy resistance that we're hitting right now. I'm actually cool with all of it, and when I flip to the weekly, right, and I delete everything, you know me and what I've been saying. Who here has know what I've been saying every day for a while? I just want a weekly candle to close above these two candle closes. And so I'm just looking for a weekly candle to close above this zone here. And right now we're getting it. We had it last week, then we lost it again, but that huge wick was amazing. I mean, this wick, those two wicks are heavy buy pressure. Just like if I saw 2 wicks down, I mean, that's showing me some signs of life here. So it's interesting enough. I know the weekly MACD is a little extended, but that could always grow. And I know we're a little high in the Stokes, but I did show you the anomaly right here where we continued to move up even though the Stokes were oversold on the weekly chart. And we're kind of in a similar space here. Interesting enough. I go by divergence. I see divergence on the weekly, I long. So I saw divergence on the weekly, I longed Bitcoin, clear as day. I went all in for a whole one and more. So it is what it is. And we'll get to the bottom of it all at the end, right? Hey, Life, I heard a lot of people that keep saying we are going to dump hard during midterm election. What do you think about it? I don't listen to what other people keep saying. I just look at the charts. I don't think about rumor nonsense. To me, that's a bunch of wasted time. I don't think about that stuff. I look at the charts, man. You would spend your time doing that, you probably would miss the bullish divergence on the weekly. The masses never knew what was going on. It was the scientists that were in the back rooms that knew what was going on. It was the scientists in the back rooms that made the light bulb. It wasn't the people at the bar talking about what was happening in the news. Stop listening to the masses. Stop repeating nonsense. I'm telling you right now, you got to get your head in the game. You got to stay focused. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. People lead by my words. I don't listen to other people's words. I don't listen to those weird, I don't listen to that stuff, man, that you're bringing up. I don't care. Midterm elections. Honestly, I'm bullish on the midterm elections. I'm bullish because, and I can't even tell you why, but I'm bullish on the midterm elections. I believe we're going to see an onslaught. And it's not going to be what a lot of people expect. So you're getting overbought on multiple time frames. I'm expecting a bit of a double top and a pullback. And honestly, something else you can see here, right? And you had a big pump. After a pump, right? Get a bit of a head and shoulder here too. So I'm just, I'm giving you things that you may not have seen. And then I give myself a minute to rest. I eat some breakfast. I chill with my wife. And then I come back into the charts. I give you guys an update around 1:32. Another update around 4 or 5. And a candle close update at 8 p.m. And even before I go to bed, if I see anything around 10 or 11, if I don't pass out. So that's what you're going to get if you're in the trading group. Constant Bitcoin updates, constant searches, and so many other people in the group that are searching through the internet for you. So winning a pair could also be Bitcoin dumps. but your alt doesn't. You just need mined Bitcoin. I love you, man. Watch the charts. They show you where the money is moving, not the talking heads on TV. Amen. Amen. Lifers are always ahead of the news. Many of the times an article has come out that solidified our technical analysis many times. Many times. Shout out to Stack McChange. Hey, Lifer, heard a lot of people that keep saying, we addressed that. Show him the charts, and he will show you the news. You're a soldier, Lifer. Thanks for your knowledge. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I love you all. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the love. Thank you for each and every one of you coming here. Did I leave one chat out there? I believe we got to Ren. We got to MATIC. We got every single super chat out there. All done. Thank you, Gina Bombina, for coming through on the live. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I love you all. Words cannot express my gratitude that you're all kicking it with me. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream at 10 a.m. We nailed Bitcoin. We nailed Quant. We hit multiple coins this morning. We woke up to gains on a Monday morning. Did you? If you didn't, you might want to join the trading group. Also, remember, I teach class every Tuesday from 3 to 5. Jump into class. Get yourself educated. You'll keep that education for the rest of your life. A lot of times you spend $99 for something, you don't get it back. You got ripped jeans, you got a meal you didn't like. Who knows? Or you even get booze and you throw up in the bathroom. I've spent hundreds of dollars on throwing up in the bathroom. I have. So, I don't do it anymore. I quit alcohol completely. I don't do it. I went to Las Vegas, didn't have a sip. That was a big deal for me to go to Vegas and not have one sip of, because they're handing it to you at the thing, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And I ended up making money. I ended up making the dough, which I already ended up, my wife already depleting. I got 200 left of my 1,000, right? But I still keep my money that I've won. And I actually want to keep these $200 bills just on my desk forever, just to represent that trip and represent that I banked that, you know, and I stayed consistent on that crap table. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I love you all. If you're at the right place at the right time, I'll be back tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. And with that, we'll kick it with the outro. And I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Stay awesome. Stay blessed. Live in love. It's the strongest frequency you can. You are. You will. Do anything you put your mind to. You're an amazing person, and I believe in you. I did it, so why can't you? I'll see you on the next live. Be safe.